Hello guys, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about Mars and Virgo placement. So first of all, to understand this placement, you definitely have to understand the Mars. What is Mars and what is the Virgo sun? What are their attributes and how, when they are combined, function together? So when you're talking about Mars here, Mars is all about aggression. It's about taking actions. It's about going directly towards your goals, moving straight forward and fighting, battlefield. Mars is a very aggressive planet. So when Mars comes in the Virgo placement, the native becomes much more aggressive with the Virgo attributes. Now, understanding the Virgo sun, what is a Virgo sun? So what exactly is a Virgo like? A Virgo is all about details, precision, perfectionism, excellent in details, finding faults, communication. They're also ruled by Mercury, earth signs. So they're very intellectual, practical, solid. So here we are combining Mars with the Virgo. And so the results are going to be aggression of Mars and functioning as a Virgo warrior. So Mars and Virgo can be a perfectionist and very much into details, passionate about the details. And they're also going to act as an Aries in the battlefield with Virgo attributes. If you are watching this video, you can either be a Mars and Virgo, or you might know someone with a Mars and Virgo placement. And you can completely resonate with me that you are not very aggressive. You're not very aggressive and very overt about your motivation and goals. You're very subtle. You do not really express much of your goals and motivation, but that doesn't mean that you're not motivated. You are very motivated. You try to do a great job and get a lot done for yourself. However, in Mars and Virgo, this placement could be a little detriment because a lot of timidness, reservedness is seen with this placement, and especially in this aggressive sign that might look that might sound as a disadvantage or underrated, maybe I would say that. Mars, the warrior, is expected to come out and confront the enemy, but when this placement comes in Virgo, you become more timid. You want to speak, but you can't speak. You want to take actions, but you cannot. That is because of the over-analytical nature of a Virgo. You might overanalyze about if your enemies, if your opponents are attacking you, and if you attack, what's going to happen? Would they attack back? What is the next action? Because of this overanalysis, you might lose the opportunity to attack. So this is what happens with these natives being losing out on the opportunities and overthinking, which could also mean that they're paralyzed in their head over analyzing things, so they might not act at all. Mars is all about taking action, but Virgo is all about logic. It's logical thinking. So when because of this, this person would be very less aggressive, but more irritable. More to say, they're also very patient with their anger. They're not going to be angry right away, but later on, which could be directed towards their family members. But this placement, I have observed and seen that they're more irritated compared to anger, because because of their logic, intelligence of the Virgo, they become more impatient with something that doesn't make any sense, something that is stupid. So they can get very irritable with stupidity, and stupidity directed towards them. They especially don't understand emotions because they're always in their heads, thinking, analyzing things, as I've already mentioned before. So if there's a fight that is not initiated by the Virgo in Mars native. It was somebody else who started the fight. With Mars and Virgo, the interesting thing is they're always fighting with themselves. What I mean by that is, I have a cousin with Mars and Virgo, and I have seen him fighting with his to-do list. There is a whole lot of things. He wakes up and he's working on his list from yesterday, and he's jotting down the list for today. And that's what happens with Mars and Virgo. If they're not doing anything, if they're not productive, they certainly feel insignificant or not worthy, worthless. And their self-esteem is mostly tied to their work. So I do feel for these individuals because they try to do a lot. They want to be productive, and they want to feel good about themselves, but if they don't do anything, they don't feel good. But Mars and Virgos, they definitely should relax and not overdo it, because there's only 24 hours a day, and how much could you do? So I do feel for my cousin and how he tries to be very productive in a day. He is very successful, yet he works very hard. And these personalities are very progressive personalities. So even though there's not a lot of aggression is suppressed because of the earth sign, they can be very productive people. So one way or the other, they're making up for the aggression. Also with Mars and Virgo, because they're so timid, quiet, reserved, a lot of people can see them as weak and throw insults at them, poke at them, and underestimate them. So this can make them feel very irritable when people are coming at them like that. But other people do not know that there's a whole lot of passion hidden inside. A lot of people do not know that because they are not very overt about their motivation. They're not expressing that, hey, I'm going to be getting that done. So people do not know how passionate they are about their work. They're more focused about being productive in a day. They're more focusing on getting a whole lot of things done, being in a certain level. With the earth, it's all about practicality and solidity. So they're more focused with that. Rather than fighting, they'd rather just focus on getting a lot done. But when they are presented with someone who is hostile and always poking at them, insulting at them, underestimating them, it can be very hard for the Mars in Virgo to fight back because of their over-analytical nature, as I did mention before. However, they might not initially react. They might be poked a couple of times, they might not react. But when it comes to the point where enough is enough, they would definitely, use their critical Virgo nature, which is of observation, criticism, and of course, precision, and be very, very hurtful towards the person who is doing that to them. Because they definitely know themselves, they have a lot of values, they work hard for themselves, and they do not like confrontation. They're not a very confrontational personalities. They would rather do their own thing. But if they had it enough, and if there's a line that has been crossed many times, they would let it go. But one time, they would definitely be very, very, very hurtful. And with the Virgo observation, criticism, they will definitely use it and read the observation, definitely know what's the weakness of the other person, and they will definitely be very hurtful towards them. So guys, watch out for these people. It can be really scary. It can really hurt you if you do such thing, because they're always already fighting the battle with their to-do list, and they want to get a lot done. If not, they do not feel good about themselves. More so from what I've seen with my cousin and observed and understood this placement. But guys, it's gonna take a Mars and Virgo a very long time to get to that aggressive level, because see, it's the earth element, and a lot of aggression is taken away from them because of this. So they might not be very aggressive, but when it comes to defending themselves, they definitely are very capable of defending themselves. But it's just that they are introverted personalities and they do not like to fight. But once they do, which is a very long time, which does take them a very long time, they would explode as an earthquake, and they would completely make the other person feel terrified and disarmed. However, but if it's not a big deal, the Mars and Virgo individual would let it go or would ignore the individual altogether, because they definitely do not like confrontation. They got a lot going on for themselves and they do not have time for fight. And because also because of the fact that Earth, this is a Virgo energy, which is a very nervous energy, so they might not be very comfortable with confrontation because of this nervous energy, and they might feel jittery, they might feel uncomfortable confronting other person. So overall in summary, Mars and Virgo could be very it could be a detrimental position due to the timidness that it portrays in the battlefield and with the overanalysis in that analysis. However, with this placement, you are very productive. You have a lot of passion inside, which you only want to show to the right person. Virgo is also very sensuality. Virgo is a sign of sensuality, service, and they would want to serve their partners in bed, and they would want to be of service to the chosen one. That is my observation so far. These guys are very productive, but I do feel for these guys because they have so much to do. They want to do a lot, and if not, they might feel insignificant. So they definitely have to relax and just have a lot of self-love for themselves. But this placement is overall a good placement because of the productivity that they bring to the table, and they always want to do good and be of service to others. So guys, please, I hope this video resonated with you and you know your Mars and Virgo a little better now, or if you are a Mars and Virgo, you probably know yourself a little better now, and you know how to go by and understand your attributes and use it for your benefit. So just comment below if you have anything you'd like to speak about and resonate, that other viewers could also benefit from. So guys, please like, share, comment, and subscribe to my channel.